Hey everyone, Scott Kelly, West Ham Fan TV. Welcome to the Europa League big match preview. We travel to Lyon for an 8 PM kickoff on Thursday with a game that is poised on a knife edge. 1-1 in the first leg, a game which saw some pretty blatant cheating, some play acting, a very, very poor refereeing performance, and a couple of idiots running onto a pitch. You know, one of them at a key moment in the game when we're looking like we're going to score. So hopefully this leg we have a bit more, a bit more of a level playing field. You know, another referee coming in. This referee's refereed us before in one of the Seville fixtures. So hopefully we see a better performance on that level, and he picks up on some of this play acting that we saw from the Lyon players. You know, it's going to be a tough game. We need the performance of a lifetime from some of the players. You know, probably the fixture against Brentford wasn't the best preparation going into this game. As I said after in the post-match reaction of the first Lyon fixture, that I'm a big advocate that you play your strongest side. You know, and people will sit there and say, well, this is why we ended up with injuries to players like Zuma, and you know, it's just one of them. Hindsight's a wonderful thing. You know, if Moyes had trusted in some of the players a bit more, maybe we could have coped with a bit more of a rotation. But he seems to stick to the side that he wants to play out, sort of tries to stick to the same 11. The problem that we've got now, obviously, is that we're bringing in players who haven't had a lot of game time. You know, Diop will definitely come in to replace Zuma. But as I said, one of my reasons for not starting Diop against Brentford is the physicality of Brentford. And that showed in his performance. He cannot deal with physically strong players. Probably playing against Lyon may suit him a bit better. But we'll have to wait and see. You know, look, this game's going to be uphill struggle. You know, we've got two of our starting back four missing for this one. You know, I still believe that Creswell should not have been sent off. For me, it was definitely a booking. But I'm going to say that I'm a West Ham fan. Lyon fans probably sit there and say, oh, yeah, it was definitely a red card. But let's be honest, it wasn't. But, you know, Lyon are worried about us. You know, we showed enough attacking presence when we did have 11 men, and a couple of times on the counter-attack in the first leg. So much so that they rested the entire back four that started against us in the first leg at the weekend. You know, they drew that game 1-1. You know, let's be honest, they're probably a bit better off than we are, because the Premier League is a much tougher league and more competitive league than what we see in Ligue 1. You know, so it's, you know, they were had a bit more of an advantage going into that they could rotate and rest their players. You know, we're still pushing for a top 6 space. And this is the problem. Obviously, if we do get knocked out, we need to push even harder for that top 6. So it wasn't a game that we could afford to throw away, but the performance from the boys wasn't good enough. And we need to see, as I said at the start, a performance 10 times better. You know, Lyon going to this game now, they've got their own injury worries. Lopez, their goalkeeper, went off in a 1-1 draw at the weekend. So, you know, that will be a bit of a blow. I think they've got a couple of other injury doubts. They've got 3 players definitely missing for this one. I've heard rumours that Ndombele could be one of the players who's struggling to make it for this fixture. You know, in a way, that would be a bit of a boost if he is missing. But, you know, as we saw, they have got some decent players to come off the bench. Big boost for us is Lanzini returning. You know, again, the Brentford game, we can't really judge performances on that. It wasn't, you know, it was probably our worst performance of the season from what I saw and from what I've heard from other people telling me. But it is a big boost having Lanzini back. You know, Bowen will cause Lyon problems. Antonio, we need a lift in his performances. The thing that really worries me at the moment is the fact that our away form has dipped off. 5 defeats on the spin away from home. You know, so as I said, this isn't going to be an easy fixture. Form's against us, injuries are against us. But if anyone can do it, Moyes can get the players to lift it and to push us through. You know, I think it's been confirmed by UEFA today that Declan Rice is still on that booking. If he does get booked, he could potentially miss the semi-final. But I think we can't really have a performance from Rice where he goes in things half-hearted. You know, if it's the case he's going to get booked and miss that first leg of that semi-final, then so be it, because we want to be in the semi-final. You know, so it's going to be one. He'll walk the tightrope, but I just feel that if there's an opportunity, especially if we're sort of 1-0 up in the game, going into the last few minutes, and he needs to pull a player back, he pulls that player back and takes that yellow card and misses the first leg of the semi-final. But the fact that we'll be in the semi-final is the key thing. He will be a big miss, obviously, but you know, we need to be in that semi-final. Be interested to see what Moyes does. You know, obviously Diop will come in to replace Zuma in that back line, but does he switch to a back five? You know, we've seen that Johnson and Soufal could play as that third centre half. So does he go for a Soufal, Dawson and Diop back five with Johnson playing on the, well, even possibly Fredericks playing on the right wing with Fornals on the left wing? You know, it still gives us that attacking option on either side. Fredericks, we've seen before, has got a lot of pace. You know, we could probably go to a 5-3-2, where you have the back five, a Lanzini, Souček and Rice midfield, with Bowen and Antonio up top. You know, the fact that them two up top will cause that back line of Lyon's a lot of problems. And I felt just sometimes in that first half against Lyon that Antonio needed that bit more of a further forward support from Bowen. You know, so you know, it's going to be interesting to see what Moyes does. Let me know what you guys think. Would you switch to the back five? You know, would you look at maybe going for the pacier wing backs in Fredericks and Johnson? You know, as much as he has got a lot of pace, I wouldn't really start Masuaku, because I just feel that the attacking threat that Lyon do pose, Johnson's, you know, much more robust in defence than what he is. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Yeah, hopefully when I see you next, well, I won't be around for the Burnley game, but I'll be back after that. So hopefully we're sort of looking towards the semi-final. Thank you very much for watching. One thing left to say, come on you Irons.